Hello students, this is Ashwin Ganesh, your mathematics faculty. So today is our first class formally. So the today's topic is going to be time and work. If you haven't seen my previous video which explains which all topics I am going to do in the next 20 days, kindly check out. I have given the link in the description. And kindly subscribe to the channel Vidyarjan classes for more videos. So let us start the topic, time and work. I just want to give an important note before going into the core chapter. So every chapter will be dealt around in 1 to 2 days. So in these 2 days, in each of the session, we will be seeing the crux of the subject. That is, for example, if you are having a chapter, what is the crux of the chapter? It can be formulas, right? The important formulas. Other than that, the points which should be noted, and what is the main one? Yeah, that is the concept in which we will be dealing. So these three important things will be dealt in every session. So let us start the topic, time and work. So in the topic itself, there are two keywords, time, work, right? So the word time and work both are very familiar to us. We must have heard it in everyday life itself. So let's check out what is time. So what is time? Time is a duration in which we are completing a given task, right? So work is the task which we are doing, right? So time and work says in how much time, that is in how much duration we are completing a given task, right? So what are the main things dealt in this chapter is, first one, time required to complete a task, right? So this is the first main important subdivision under this chapter. The second important subdivision is that we are going to deal with time, work. So these two are linked with the person who is doing this, right? So we need a person who is doing it. That is, generally we name it as men, right? So generally in all the questions, it will be like these many number of people or these many number of men have completed the work in the given time, right? Yeah. So we are going to deal with this amount, this quantity, that is number of people required to do the task. So let us start the discussion with an example. I want you to note down this example so that it will be easy for you to refer and easily get along with the topics coming next, right? So the question is, if 5 men do a task in 40 days, right? How many members are there? 5 men are there. They complete the work in 40 days. You can see that the task, that is work, is given, time required is given, also number of people is given. So the next part of the question is, find how many men are required to do the task. I want you to kindly note down with me so that it will be easier for you as well, right? So find how many men are required to do the task in just 20 days, right? So this question, while seeing the numbers, you may feel it as odd, but while answering, you will clearly know how to deal with the numbers as well, right? So all the questions won't give you a direct answer. You have to think slightly how the question is asked and how we have to deal with the calculations and the method, right? So with the question, the first thing to do is we have to write the given data, right? Hope you have written the question. No, so I am now going to write the given data in simple form. So while writing itself, you will understand how to shorten a question in an examination and write it briefly to get the answer, right? So let us keep it as men and time. 5 men complete the work in 40 days. So we have 20 days. So the units is very important. Sometimes they confuse us with the units. So after making note of this, what is the how many number of men required? So this kind of an arrangement must be somewhat similar to you. This is called as a unitary method, right? So there is a small confusion for the people generally, right? Is it direct proportional or indirect proportional, right? So check it out. Before going into the multiplication, let us check out how to solve this problem. So if the number of men increase, what will happen to the time required? It will increase or decrease? Definitely it will decrease, right? So if the number of men increase, time decrease. Of course, the alternate way, if the number of men decrease, that is if 5 becomes 4 and 3, it will take more days, right? Logically. So we need more time. So this kind of a relation where one quantity increases and the other quantity decreases or vice versa, it is known as indirect proportionality, right? In case of indirect proportionality, we are going to multiply the numerator, that is 5 into 40, which we will get it as 200, right? So if we multiply these two terms, we will get 20 into x, that is 20x. Okay, na? So 20x will give you 200. So x kya hota hai? It is very simple. Bring the 20 here. It is 10. So 5 men do the work in 40 days. 10 men do the work in 20 days. Clear, no? Isn't it getting doubled and this becoming half? Yeah. So hope you must be clear with this example. Let us continue the problem given here. So let's read this problem. Let us consider two people A and B doing a task together. If A can complete it in 5 days individually and B can complete it in 15 days. Find the number of days that they will be doing it together. So you must have understood this question. The wordings were very simple and there's a very simple logic behind this. So while reading the problem, you must have got a certain idea how to calculate the amount of work done, right? By one person, because work done by the first person is given, work done by the second person is also given. So when they are doing it together, the time will increase or decrease? Definitely the time will decrease, right? Because number of men are increasing, the amount of time required will be reduced, right? So let us see how to solve. So here we have the person A doing it in 5 days, correct? 5 days. B doing it in how many days? 15 days, exactly. So when they are doing it together, let us keep it in this way. So we are having A doing it in 5 days means 1/5 of the work is done by A, correct? Because he is doing it in 5 days. In 1 day he will do 1/5 of the work, correct? So what about B? He will do one work in 15 days. So in 1 day it will be 1/15th of the work, correct? When we add them up, right, what will happen? 1/5 plus 1/15. This is the amount of work. they do it together because we are adding it. A plus B, correct? Yeah. So LCM is 15, so it will be 3 plus 1, which will be 4 by 15. Yeah. So this is the answer when we get, and we have to take the reciprocal, right? So it will be 15 by 4. 15 by 4 will, when we convert it into decimals, it will be 3.75. So when they do it together, the time required is 3.75 days. Is it clear? Isn't it very easy? The reason behind why we add is, when we add two quantities, which means that both of them are doing it together. Correct? So the question was easy, we were able to do it. So let us move on to the next question. A and B was making it, right? Let us take an example where A and B were making it, and now we are going to consider this as percentages. Okay, like for the last method we took it as amount of work in terms of fraction, right? Fraction. 1 by 5 is a fraction, right? Yeah. So now we are going to take it in a way of percentage. Percentage, right? You know what is percentage? Percentage means when we multiply it by 100, it is called as percentage. So let us see how we solve it. So when we have 100 by 5, see, let me tell you why I write 100. Actually, 1 by 5 is the amount of, let me write it clearly, amount of work done by A in 1 day, correct? So this is the 1/5 of the work is done by A in 1 day. When I represent it in percentage, just simply multiply this by 100. So I got 100 by 5, which will be 20%. Clear? So A is doing 20% of work in 1 day. Understood? Yeah. So when we do that similarly for B, what will it be? It will be 100 by 15. When we just make it into simple terms, it is approximately 6.66. Correct? 6.66%. Yes or no? So when we consider A and D, both of them doing it together, 20 plus 6.6. Yeah? So it will be 26.66% per day. Isn't it very easy? We simply added it. The purpose of having this method is that we are eliminating the time which is involved in doing the LCM calculation, because we are in a competitive exam. We need to solve a problem as much effective way and in lesser time as possible, right? You know that. So since we need an answer easily, we do this way, correct? Of course, this calculation is there, but this is comparatively not much time consuming as we do in LCM, right? Yeah. So let us see this. So since we have not completed this method here, so we have one more step to complete this. That is, we have got that 26.66% is done in 1 day. So how much time is required to do the complete work, right? So let us make a constraint here. Yeah, let me make it easier. 26.66% of work is done in 1 day. So 100 is done in how many days? Simple. Do this in this way. 26.66 x equal to 100. We are just cross multiplying it and we are going to divide it. Right? 100 by 26.66. So what answer will we get? We get the answer as 3.75 again. Yes or no? So isn't the answer correct? Previous method also we got the same answer. This method also we got the same answer. So you can use both approaches in your own way, and in the exam time point of view, you can use whichever method is easier for you. For example, some of them may have LCM easier for them. For some of them it will be percentage is easier. Yeah. So you can, it is completely up to you to use which method, but both the methods will give the correct answer, right? Let us take another example. Okay. So we are going to consider an example where A is doing a work in 5 days, right? B is able to do the work in 15 days, okay? And C is destroying it, okay? A and B are making it, C is destroying it in 10 days. Okay, all these are when they do the task individually. Okay, he is making it, but C is destroying it. Understood? So now we are going to calculate how much time is required to do the complete task. That is, here we are going to do the same thing for A and same thing for B. That is, 1/5 of the work is done in 1 day for A. 1/15, that is 1/15 of the work is done by B, and for C it takes 10 days to destroy it. So we have a small twist here. We have -1/10. Why minus? Because both are doing a positive work. C is doing a negative work. He is destroying it. Okay. So we are going to calculate it here. Let us do LCM calculation. 30 is the LCM. So we have 6 plus 2 minus 6 plus 4. So let us do the calculation here. LCM is 30. It will be 6 plus 2 minus 3, which will be 8 minus 3, that is 5 by 30, which is 6 days. Yes or no? So the final answer is 6 days. So the time required to complete the whole work when two people are making it and one person is destroying it, it is 6 days. Observe one thing. In the previous example, where A and B both are making it and no one is destroying it, that is just A and B are making it, we had the answer as 3.75 days. Now, when C is destroying it, so what is going to happen logically? Leave the numbers part. What I am saying is, two people are making it, one person is destroying it, trying to destroy it. So of course the time required to make it will increase. Correct? Yeah. So even though the number of, observe one thing, even though the number of men is increasing, since he is doing a negative work, correct? Yeah. So that is causing the number of days to increase. Understood? Isn't it very easy? Now let us see the same example as a percentage and check whether the alternative approach is working here as well. Right? Yeah. Let us check out. A takes 5 days, B takes 15 days, and C takes 10 days to destroy it. Okay, remember these two are plus, this is minus. Okay, now when we convert it to percentage, it will be 100 by 5, which is 20%. When we convert it, it will be 100 by 15, that is 6.66%. Right? When we convert it to 100, it will be 10%. So let us calculate the work done in 1 day. 1 day. 1 day will be 20% plus 6.6% minus. Remember, in the exam time we might get confused whether to add or subtract. So while writing itself, make a mark like this, which will be easier for you. See, now I have given only 3 people. If they tell that A is making, B is making, C is destroying, D, another person is making, E is destroying. If they give a larger question, you may get confused, right? You should save time and at the same time do the question properly. So for that purpose, we are going to have a small shortcut where we are going to put the symbol next to it, which will save our time. Yeah. So what is the answer here? 26.6 minus 10, that is 16.6% of work is done in 1 day. So if 100%, how much of work when we take in one day, it is 16.66%. So it will be 100 by 16.66, right? So the answer will be approximately 6 days. Clear? Yeah. So hope you understood this approach. So I want you to try these problems, the practice exercises, which I will discuss in the next class as well. And also I mainly want you to thoroughly revise the unitary method problems, because some of us may get confused with the unitary method problems which was taught in our 6th and 7th standards. We underestimated. But what I am saying is, without a base, without a foundation, a second floor building or third floor building can't be there. You can't say that I am on a 5th floor, I don't need a foundation. Foundation is very, very important. That is what we are doing here, right? So I want you to do 2 tasks here. First one, as I told you, you have to revise the unitary method problems which we learnt in 6th and 7th standard level problems. Okay, and basically in our 8th also we have learnt it. Okay, just go through those problems as well. And also I want you to slightly move ahead and see slightly difficult problems, right? Advanced problems as well. The second task is, I want you to write these 2 methods and formulate a question and answer and check whether this is working. I have done one example. You yourself find an example, okay, in a textbook and do it and check it as well for yourself. Thank you for today. Let us continue tomorrow the same chapter. We are going to see tomorrow about the efficiency, okay, about a special case of building a wall for the same time and work concepts, and also we are going to check the amount of work done in many days. Okay, we have done it in one day. We are going to do it in many days. Okay, thank you, students.